信じられなかったですね。
I had never felt such hatred towards the sea. I saw later that there were 3 dead bodies where my house used to be. I knew all 3 of them. One was a firefighter. I thought this was some kind of sign, and that after everything was cleaned up, I should hold a mass for them. There were about 40 emergency evacuation centers that got washed away. These evacuation centers were designated 50 years ago, when people assumed a tsunami on the scale of the one from the Chile earthquake would come. The tsunami this time was much larger than anyone expected. People probably thought they were safe there, but instead, they died. So when I think about people who have lost their family or loved ones in the evacuation centers, I feel extreme sorrow.
The damage this time was really immense, but we have to stand back up and stand taller than we did before. We should be mentally prepared for that, living where we do. Building houses, building factories. Everyone knows doing this puts us at risk. A disaster is going to come, but when it does come, we have to rebuild. I feel very strongly about that.
We have nothing now. We receive relief supplies, but I don't have a sense of value for the things I really need. I do remember that I used to have this and that, but right now I don't think about specific items I want. I just think about things I need day by day.
Tsunami 来てます! Tsunami 来てます!
強いですよね。
Humans are strong.
生きることに対しては
The instinct to live is strong.
間違いない。
I think the city will undoubtedly recover.
商店街
The shopping streets, the jobs people had,
そうだけども
everyone is doing their best daily to ensure this happens.
から
No one knows how long it will take. but I have no doubt that it will be an even better town than it was before.
「それはちょっとね想像つかないんですよ」っていうのはね、
I don't know what's going to happen to our town.
つまり三陸町っていうのは
We don't have a lot of land in Sanriku,
みんなその近く
and
に
people are always moving away to nearby towns.
引っ越しして行ってるんですよ。
So that means young people are leaving our town as well.
子供たちも一緒にもう離れたもんでね、復興って言ってもお年寄
Can
り
we really rebuild with only elderly people?
がないのでね、ちょっと
It's difficult to imagine.
さあこれから
People are asking, so what happens now?
皆さんから
People have some belongings now, things they've received from others, but there are still questions about work or how long we can all live in this temporary housing.
その仮設で暮らせる
When we leave the housing,
仮設から
what kind of lifestyle will we end up living?
になるのか
やはりうちもないし、これから
I have no home and I'm almost 70 years old.
年代になりまして、貯蓄も
I don't have any savings and it's difficult to think about what I'll do from
ど
here.
うしようかなっていうのが毎
It's something I worry about every day. I think everyone who lost their homes feels the same way.
They say a place like Tsunami will take at least 10 years to recover.
大多分が気仙沼市内は水産加工の仕事です。
Most of the people of Kesenuma make their living through fishing. Their factories have been washed away, and only a few have been restored. It will take many years for all of them to be rebuilt.
年寄りは加工
They say that the elderly speak of the past, and youth speak of the future. That's what we have to embrace. Older people are always going on about the way things were, but we have to think about how to build a new Kesenuma. We have to focus on the new. Only a few days ago, I had a dream. It wasn't about the tsunami, but about a flood that reached up into the mountains. I was trying to run away from the water by going up stone stairs and climbing trees. In the dream, it's only me running. I left everyone behind and was only evacuating myself. I think, from now on, I must live having the weight of those lives on my shoulders. I have responsibility for that, and responsibility to build a new town here.
ボランティアの方々もまだまだマンパワーとして
Volunteers are helping us with the clearing up,
関与してくれてますけれども、いわゆる
but there's yet to be any kind of support or care for people's mental health.
ではないというふうに思いますし、
Amongst the people I know, there are probably a dozen or so experiencing trauma.
でもやっぱり生まれ育ったところは
This is where I was born and raised. When I go up to the mountains, I realize they don't suit me. Kesenuma is where I can see the Pacific. It's between the mountains and the sea. Yes, I'd really like to stay here.
何年かかるかわからないけども
The sea is beautiful, but still scary. I don't know how much time I need till I don't feel scared. Seeing the things I saw during the disaster, I can't help it. But I know it's nonsense to hold a grudge against the sea.
Our town was covered with water and completely swallowed by the powerful tsunami. I honestly couldn't comprehend what it was. Was it retribution? Because God was angry at us for being too happy? In my mind, I kept trying to make sense of what happened.
My feelings about the sea haven't changed, and I think it's normally a very kind thing. It helps us, and it has helped us for years. I don't feel like I despise it. From this disaster, I think, perhaps it's us who made a mistake, living in an area vulnerable to tsunami. But at the same time, we need to think of ways to prevent this kind of thing from happening again.
I can never forget about the fear of the tsunami, but I like the sea. That hasn't changed.
Our boat was washed away, but we are going to buy a new one.
So we'll keep our relationship with the sea.
We must keep the relationship. I think there's no other way.